It's 10 o'clock. The voting is over in the EASTLEIGH by-election, and our exclusive WINOL exit poll suggests it is too close to call. Hello and welcome to The South Decides, WINOL's live coverage of the EASTLEIGH by-election. I'm Christina Michaels. Our exit poll, believed to be the biggest ever carried out by students, and has suggested a late surge for UKIP. Confidence has drained away from the big three parties as the day progressed. Of 300 people canvassed in 7 different polling stations, the majority voted for UKIP. Second were the Lib Dems, with the Tories third. Our poll is not conclusive and is well within the margin of error, but if nothing else, it confirms it is going to be a result that is worth waiting for. For the first hour of the show, with me in the studio are Eleanor Bell, a former Lib Dem councillor, and Ian Tate, Conservative councillor. We will be bringing you breaking news as it happens and live coverage from our team at the Fleming Park Leisure Centre in EASTLEIGH.
As the ballot boxes have finally arrived, inside those boxes will be the votes to decide who will be the next Member of Parliament for EASTLEIGH. We are still waiting for the candidates to arrive, and for the 4 main political parties, it's the chance to pull off the biggest victory in the biggest by-election of this Parliament so far.
Our chief correspondent, Luke Garrett, has been keeping track of the story leading up to today's vote.
The election was caused by the resignation of sitting Lib Dem MP Chris Huhne.
Respond to any allegations at all?
Thanks. I've already responded, and I'm helping the police, and I'm sure they'll get to the bottom of matters.
With an EU referendum as the issue of the moment, there was speculation that UKIP leader Nigel Farage might run for the EASTLEIGH seat and pull off a historic upset. From Mayor Boris Johnson, which sent the media press pack into overdrive.
The Liberal Democrats were great big quivering jellies, great big wobbling jellies of indecision and vacancy and all the rest of it.
UKIP hit back by unveiling some Lib Dem defectors.
Here I go, sign my life away.
The Lib Dem machine was well dug in locally, with a constant stream of national leaders to the unfamiliar streets of EASTLEIGH.
It's not my job to pass comments.
And I cannot believe I cannot even find the candidate.
And on the final day, all parties were still at it, knocking on doors, trudging on pavements and cajoling the public until the last possible second. Luke Garrett, Winchester News Online.
Now with me in the studio is Conservative councillor.
As Eleanor says, with a by-election, peculiar things happen. We have George Galloway in Parliament again, and so, rightly or wrongly, I don't think you can read too much in by-election results, and I think it's probably, I appreciate your exit poll, but I think it's too close to call at the moment. Should be a Conservative win, without question, but the electors may say something different. We will know soon.
Decides, WINOL's live coverage of the EASTLEIGH by-elections results. I'm Harry Parkhill, and tonight I'm with Max Stafford of the Labour Party and Sean Howler, a UKIP member, in the studio for live discussion. Plus we have our team of reporters following the election live in the EASTLEIGH and in our newsroom. Now, let's go to EASTLEIGH for the latest with Nadine Forshaw.
The result is said to be announced around, well, it's rumoured to be announced between 1 and 2 o'clock, but we really don't...
Things are starting to move at the count, apparently. There are no results yet. They're not expected until after 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, or tonight. But a few moments ago, our political correspondent Nadine Forshaw sent us the latest from EASTLEIGH.
The next thing we're waiting for is the candidates' arrival, as most of the activists are here already. There's a massive turnout for each of the parties.
The UKIP leader, Nigel Farage, has said that he will be disappointed if his candidate, Diane James, doesn't finish first or second in the by-election. I'll be back in 15 minutes with more breaking news and updates.
It seems to be UKIP at the moment. They're pushing Labour out of the vote. They're almost... that Labour have become the fringe party, and there's been a switching of positions almost in this ballot. And there's a lot of talk about the postal votes being a big thing for UKIP. What do you think about all this interesting news there, Sean?
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said earlier, we're going to do extremely well. If it's looking like we could win, you know.
Right! We like right! We like right! We like right!
We wouldn't be here without the consequences of one man's fall from grace as a minister in the coalition's cabinet to a disgraced former MP guilty of perverting the course of justice. Ben Hatton has taken an in-depth look at Chris Huhne, the trial and the dramatic resignation of his Eastleigh seat.
The Eastleigh by-election has seen intense campaigning from all the major parties, investing big money.
And they won't deal with it. And no matter what promises and statements that David Cameron makes in the press, he's got no foundation for making those. They are just completely, useless, they're vacuous.
Nobody has championed this more than David Cameron. In fact, he's such an enthusiast for it, he even wants Turkey to join the European Union, which would be 80 million even poorer people who would have full access to this country.
What David Cameron's looking at the moment, he's set up a unit actually in number 10 to make sure that we don't have people coming to the country abusing our hospitality.
The Eastleigh by-election saw UKIP and Tories trying to outbid each other for who could take the firmest line on immigration. We'll see tonight what the voters made of it. Simisola Adebosin, Winchester News Online.
So we heard there that the Labour Party says that the open door immigration works both ways.
As you can see, she's surrounded by a media hubbub. It's hard to spot her at this moment. She is fully surrounded.
By-election. Michael Crick, political reporter, is also stating that UKIP are nailed on for second, that they are absolutely going to finish second here, and that is more or less a
What do you think it means for the Tories, Nigel? Nigel, what do you think this means for the Tories?
136 votes. 136 votes. Hutchings Maria, 11,000.
But they've held on to it, so it's good news for them.
Have they shrugged off Chris Huhne now? Has he been ignored for this campaign? We've only heard him mentioned by other parties, so what have the Liberal Democrats been saying on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's been big right from the beginning, obviously.
Election done, and also to the police. I'd also like to thank the people of Eastleigh who voted for me and put their belief in me.
So your MP for Eastleigh, how does it feel?
Amazing, absolutely fantastic.
And how does it feel to be to know you're trusted by the people of Eastleigh after?
Well, it's such a privilege. I mean, the fact they're willing to vote for me.
Yeah, they've been on the back foot from the start with that issue, but they seem to have overcome it, at least in this by-election.
And it has been commented that the Liberal Democrats have been dug in Eastleigh. They've got the council there, Keith House as the leader, very Liberal Democrat, and the canvassing machine they've got there is perfect. They know where their votes are going to be and when they're going to be voted. Have you seen that on your time going out with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. We couldn't be more pleased. I mean, obviously, yes, it would have been nice to have won, but there we go.
And how do you think Eastleigh will fare under Liberal Democrats?
Well, it's going to be an interesting...
It's obviously paid off here. But yeah, they brought in all the big names. They've put in lots of time, lots of effort, but it's paid off.
But we're the only one of the parliamentary parties to increase our share of the vote. That trajectory, I think, looks towards gaining seats in the south of England, and it'll be David Cameron who won't forget Eastleigh in a hurry. He's going to wake up tomorrow morning with a hangover, I think.
Major parties. But the big story may not be the Lib Dems surviving a double scandal, but the emergence of UKIP as a major force in British politics. From all the WINOL team, both here and at the count in Eastleigh, good night. And remember that for detailed analysis of the result, you can visit our award-winning website, www.winol.co.uk. It's good night from me.
Good night from me.